Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel for another episode of the Football Manager Tactic Tester. This is episode number 19 and we have a brand new creator on the series today, hoping to topple our current champion 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. So without any further ado, I'll get into the rules, remind you of that, and take a look at our current leaderboard. So then guys, a quick reminder of the rules. All tactics must have a proven record of success and achievement. All tactics will use the same team and fixtures for the test. That will be Arsenal. No transfers will be allowed to be made in either transfer window. Tactics will be loaded in and the whole season will be simulated in one go. And all points, wins, goals scored and win percentage will be collected and displayed to find the best tactic out there. In terms of our current leaderboard, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 still sits at the top of the tree with his 85% win ratio tactic, his 4-1-2-2-1, the asymmetric brilliance that was, winning the Premier League with 99 points. Last week, we had avid stream viewer Max Power with his 4-2-3-1 on the series. He slots in 8th position with his 67.79% win ratio tactic. But let's get into things and meet today's creator. So then guys, we are back at Arsenal for another run at the Tactic Tester, and today's tactic is brought to you by 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. I'll link him down below in the description. I'll link his Twitter account. He submitted this via my Discord, so if you want to put your tactic to the test, make sure you use the link in the description. Join our Discord. There is a channel for Tactic Tester submissions, and that will get yourself onto this YouTube channel, and we will test your tactics. Talking about his tactic, this is what we've got. It won him the league with Genoa over in Italy. And there are some very interesting things in here for me to wrap my head around. The standard sweeper keeper on attack, no additional instructions for that sweeper keeper. He then has two ball playing defenders, either side, left and right. Nothing additional on those as well. He also, this is one of the intriguing things for me, has a libero. Now you don't see many of these on attack. Now, in terms of what a libero does, especially on attack, you can see here the libero drops behind the defensive line, aiming to sweep up the through balls, pick up extra attackers, and make goal-saving tackles, blocks, and interceptions. But when they're on attack, they also have the additional instructions of take more risks, dribble more, shoot more often, and get further forward. So it's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be David Luiz at Arsenal. I don't know how well that's going to go. The wing backs on both sides are both on attack with no additional instructions other than the player roles. Two Mezzalas in the middle on support, behind two shadow strikers on attack. No additional instructions on there. And then a false 9 on support. Again, this is another one for me. You don't necessarily see a lot of false 9s in Football Manager, and I'm kind of intrigued to see how it works, because in my opinion that false 9 on support is going to drop and basically be in the same area as the shadow strikers, so you're kind of going to have 3 in a row. It's going to be very interesting to see how that gets on. The mentality is set up as attacking. In possession, we are playing with a wide attacking width, passing into space, passing out of defense, passing slightly shorter, and at a higher tempo. In terms of in transition then guys, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be counter pressing, countering when we've won possession, slowing the pace down in terms of goalkeeper distribution, goalkeeper in possession, sorry. That is pretty interesting to see. And we are going to be distributing to one of those 3 centre backs. Out of possession, sorry. We will be using the offside trap with a much higher line of engagement and a higher defensive line, forcing the opposition outside. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works. Using tighter marking, passing intensity will be set at extremely urgent, and we will be getting stuck in, guys. So this is the tactic. I'm going to do a quick pick just to see who we have in these positions in terms of the without restriction. This is the best 11 that Arsenal can put together in these spots. Leno will go in goal. The 2 ball playing defenders are Holding and Gabriel, with David Luiz as that libero. So that's going to be very interesting to see how he gets on. Bellerin on the right wing back spot. Tierney on the left wing back spot. Thomas Partey alongside Dani Ceballos as the 2 Mezzalas. Willian lining up alongside Mesut Ozil. This is, disclaimer, set up on the same database from the very start of the game. That's why Mesut Ozil's here and Martin Odegaard is not. I didn't want to update the file. We just wanted to keep things as kind of spare as humanly possible, really. So that's why there's 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 here, and they will be playing behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is the false 9 for today's simulation. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to simulate the whole season. We will be back at the end of the season to see how this tactic gets on. We'll be back in a sec. So it is now the end of the season, and as you can see, Arsenal did finish in 3rd position. They were in 1st until the final 2 games of the season, when Manchester United unfortunately stole the Premier League title. You can see Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is the top goal scorer, and he has the highest average rating. The most assists coming down the right hand side from 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙚. Highest pass completion of one of the ball playing defenders was Gabriel. Most player of the match awards was Reiss Nelson and Kieran Tierney, who's very interesting. Most yellow cards, David Luiz, and most red cards, Kolasinac actually picking up 2 red cards in terms of the season. So 3rd in the Premier League. How did the rest of the competitions get on? We go over. Oh my god, what a season this could have been. This could have been so good. Runners up in the Community Shield. I'm losing to Liverpool, no issues there. We kind of expect that to a point with Arsenal in this in these simulations. Picking up the victory in the Carabao Cup. It'd be interesting to see who they defeated along the way to picking up that bit of silverware. Knocked out in the semi-finals of the FA Cup by Chelsea. Who did win the FA Cup? Chelsea beat Man City in the final. Very, very interesting. Winning the Europa League. But not only winning the Europa League, winning the Europa League against Tottenham. And then obviously finishing 3rd in terms of the Premier League. If we open up the Premier League here, 25 wins, 8 draws, 5 losses, losing to Manchester United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Southampton and Everton, all away from home. Only conceding 22 goals. That is absolutely staggering, and scoring 72 as well. But producing a very good goal difference of plus 50 there. So tactic, this one, very good tactic. Let's get into the schedule, see how we got on. So Community Shield, oh god, 6-2. Sadio Mane doing the business, hat-trick. Ouch. Starting the Premier League season though, doing very, very well. Doing very good things. Drawing this season opener with Sheffield United 0-0. Probably not the best result to kick things off, but then we go on a massive run, and we don't drop points until in the Premier League until we lose to Everton. So good results here. Let's take a look at their Europa League group. Reims, Granada and Rosenborg. Easy group, 6 games, 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, 11 points. They go through relatively comfortably there. So in terms of the Carabao Cup then, guys, they have managed to pick up victories against West Brom, Stoke, Southampton and QPR, and beat Chelsea in that final 2-1. Willian coming back to do the decisive damage against his former club. If we go into the FA Cup, this will be another interesting one to see how we got on. Losing in extra time in that semi-final to Chelsea at Wembley, having already got past Brentford, Manchester United, Aston Villa, West Brom, and then obviously there is that loss coming to a 97th minute goal from Reece James. Now we look at the Europa League, or the Euro Cup as it's listed here. This has been their run to the final, and what a run this is, by the way. Relatively shaky in the group stages, but you'd like to think that's because the team are learning the formation. 0-0 against Rosenborg, beating them at home. Losing to Reims is a very interesting one. Drawing with Granada away. Okay, so this seems like it's not a very good tactic, or not as good a tactic away from home, considering all the Premier League losses came away from home as well. Beat Reims, then beat Barté in the first knockout round, beat Braga in the second knockout round. And then this is where it gets really interesting, guys. 3 teams that would have dropped out of the Champions League. AC Milan in the quarterfinals, beat them 2-0 at home. Aubameyang and Kolasinac with the 2 goals. Losing 2-1 at the San Siro. Not too disappointing there. Rafael Leao making that kind of more convincing than it was on the day. Aubameyang giving them the away goal that was even more decisive. Then FC Bayern beating them 3-0 over in Germany. Ceballos, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙚 and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the score sheet there. And then winning the home leg 2-1 as well. Lewandowski getting a goal for Bayern, but it wasn't anywhere near enough. And then North London rivals in the final, Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal. Mesut Ozil and Willian getting on the score sheet. I assume both of the shadow strikers doing the business there. Let's expand this and take a look. Yep, both the shadow strikers getting in and getting the goals there. Fair play to Ozil and fair play to Willian. In terms of the Premier League then, where did things start to go wrong? Losing to Everton is disappointing. Losing to Southampton is disappointing. But picking up relatively solid results. It's going to be interesting to see how this gets on because there's quite a lot of draws in here. 0-0 there, 0-0 there, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. Yeah, there's quite a few in here. Failing to score against West Brom, Wolves, Fulham is relatively disappointing as well in terms of some of these draws. If they were all against the big sides, you could kind of understand, like this 0-0 away at the Etihad. I actually think that's a fantastic result. Moving further down in terms of the Premier League then, finishing very, very strong. This tactic doesn't concede an awful lot of goals. The final month then, unfortunately, after beating Chelsea, they were top of the league at this point. Then they lose to Liverpool and then they lose to Manchester United, who win it on the final day of the season, picking up that victory there against Arsenal, securing their victory over Liverpool in terms of finishing top of the league. Now, let's have a look at the squad then. In terms of the squad, who topped the charts in terms of goal scoring? Goal scoring charts were topped by 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩 𝙈𝙚 coming in with 25. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩 came in second with 17, and then the third place player was 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩. Mesut Ozil doing actual decent amounts of work. In terms of assists then, Hector Bellerin comes out on top with 15. Reece Nelson is second on 13. He actually had a very good season. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩 𝙈𝙚 in third. 25 goals and 10 assists for him in 40 appearances. That is a very, very good return when you look at the amount of goals and goal created chances per game. He's done very well there. I'm actually quite impressed with this squad actually. Then 7.5 rating for Torreira. He's out on loan. So the highest rated Arsenal player is 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩 𝙈𝙚. So if we go into the team report and we take a look at the analyst report, in terms of this formation then guys, you can see it's come up with a positive clear-cut chances for and against of +44. It's done pretty well there. In terms of the formations faced, it's done relatively well against the 4-2-3-1. Again, another formation that is quite apparent in this version of Football Manager. It seems like a lot of teams are running that. In terms of its general performance, this is how we've been getting on. Doing very well in terms of the goals per game, expected goals per game. The goals conceded per game is absolutely staggering, 0.58. That is very, very good over the last 50 games. Performing above average statistically. Impressive XG conceded with a number of 90 minutes compared to the average. Wins a relatively average ratio of tackles. In terms of scoring then, maybe this is where the issue came. Just over a 13% conversion rate on 14 shots a game is pretty good in terms of attacking efficiency. Conceding, now defensive efficiency, look at this by the way. Quiet and impenetrable, just under 8% in terms of opposition conversion rate on just over 7 shots per game. That is an absolutely breathtaking number of defensive ability there. Absolutely staggering. Right guys, I'm going to get my calculator out. We're going to figure out where this tactic lands on our leaderboard. I'll be back in just a few seconds. So then guys, this is the current leaderboard. Footy Football slots in there in 5th position with his 5-2-2-1 formation. He did pick up an impressive 2 trophies, so close to being 4. Finishing 3rd in the Premier League, again, no mean feat with 83 points. Scoring a grand total of 128 goals, again, not too bad at all. Conceding 44, very good defensive formation, this one, as you kind of would expect with the 5 back, with the wing backs. Scoring an average of 2 goals per game, coming out with that win ratio of 70.31%. So there you have it guys, that is another person on the tactic tester, and we have a new person inside our top 10. If you think your tactic has what it takes to break GYRFM's hold on the top of this tactic tester leaderboard, then make sure you join the Discord using the link in the description. Come on in, join the community and submit your tactic in the channel there, and we would love to have you guys on this series. But that's where I'm going to leave things for today guys. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like on things down below and subscribe if you are new around here and invested in FM21 tactics. But until next time guys, take care and I'll see you very soon.